All right, guys, how we doing? I think we're live. Ready to do some DTO, have a beer, and see what happens. Just going to post on social. All right, are we streaming? We appear to be streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. Let's just get the chat sorted. Pop out chat. Here we go. I think we're good. I think we are good. Good to go. All right, let's just let's get into it. Let's so going to start here with a small bet. He's certainly got more 5x. Not going to raise many 5x at all, I don't think. So I'm just going to check. He goes for pot. So what his bluff's going to look like? Well, good question. I mean, most of his bluffs, when we go small bet, it's going to be like two suited hands with, spades, diamonds, or clubs, right? I don't love that we don't have a club here. I feel like, ace jack off with a club. Does that become more of a call potentially? So I think this is going to be a fold. Phone's going off. Let's turn that off, or at least move it away. So I'm going to fold here and see what's up. Okay, cool. So what are we supposed to call with though? Ace jack off with a club? Oh no, that'll be here. Yeah, a little bit of the time, but we're not calling that much, to be honest. Calling ace 4, ace 3. Okay. I think the important part is here. So small bet, yeah. So everything looks good to me. Our hand, ace jack checks 100% of the time that it lands here. And let's see. So some small betting, some big betting. Doubt there's any jamming. Nope. Okay, cool. Right, let's move on. Check. Small bet. We have a gut shot. We have an overcard. I'd like a spade here, really. Certainly would fold this hand if it was a bigger bet. I just think versus a min bet, we just have to call. But let's see. It's a nice turn, but obviously he's got way more ace king than we do, so we got to check. He checks back. And now we have a decision as to what size to go. Let's just see what's up with this. Okay. probably don't get away with a big bet here. He can still have flushes. I think he doesn't have ace king that often, but maybe, you know, he's going to do a decent amount of checking on the turn. Because yeah, we have a decent number of 9x having, you know, called a small bet, whereas if you bet big on the flop, maybe we don't have as many 9x. Okay, I'm gonna go small bet and see what happens. Nope. So check is the play. Is that because we just have so much? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So we just have so many weaker hands that, you know, it's pretty tough to find some bets. Yeah, so we can find some big bets and some pot size bets. Half pot, not a lot. And not a lot of small betting either. Okay. Small bet or big bet? Gonna go big bet. Here's small bet. Okay. When do we find a big bet? Aces. So I would have said like ace king is kind of similar in strength to ace king, right? Strong but vulnerable to a decent number of turn cards, but okay. Could be small. Okay, yeah. Okay, right. Let's go small bet. Let's get back into it now. Let's go small bet. It's not a very good card. I think we do a lot of checking. It's a really bad card. Just check and beat 6-5. Queen 5. Okay, just gonna fold here. Queen 8. I'm gonna go small, I think. And then check, I guess. Oh, marvelous. So when we have a queen and an 8, like, it's less likely he has a queen or an 8 that would then be, you know, playing the board here. So I feel like it's more likely he could have, you know, he only needs to have what, 7 of spades and higher to go here. So I feel like we're supposed to call more frequently when we don't have we're not connected to the board. Yes, I know, you know, we're just playing the board, but I think that means that we fold. 35 out of 36. So yeah, we do definitely fold. What do we call? Yeah, so we're more likely to call when, I mean, having a straight, doesn't, you know, we're still playing the board. When we don't kind of block parts of the board, I guess. So like jack and 10, like there's no jack or 10 on the board, right? So I think that's why we end up having to call with that hand. Same with 9-7, you know, all of these hands that are not, you know, part of the board. So I think that makes sense. I don't think it's ever going to be a small bet. I think big bet or check. Let's try a big bet. Get check raised. I think we have folds. If you're in the chat, guys, say hello. Let's see who's about. Can have a look in the chat. See if I recognise any names. I don't actually. Let's carry on through. Nope. Oh, we knew it was a bet. Archibald 1 on YouTube. DTO Poker Program cannot bluff. What do you mean? It's definitely going to bluff. It's definitely going to be completely perfectly balanced with bluffs, unless you mean You can't bluff it. Victor Manolo Salazar says, hi, coach. How's it going, Victor? I'm going to fold. Okay, so looks like our record on here is 15 in a row, so I'm going to try today to improve on that. My record overall, something like 29, 27, 29. I can't remember which spot that is, though. Oh, I love these spots. So this board, obviously, just so good for him. I think we're supposed to well, I was going to say we're supposed to overfold here. Is a 7 pretty decent, though? Like, if he doesn't have too much 7x, which he doesn't, does it become a call? Like, king 7 of clubs, king 7 of spades, I would never fold. I don't think we'd fold this hand versus a small bet. I do think, though, if we start folding king x, like, what do we continue? So I feel like king 7 is more of a call than like king 9. King 10 would be a call just because we have a pair and a gut shot. What to do? Fuzzy Ferret is here on Twitch. How's it going? Good to see you. Loco Dream on YouTube as well. How's it going? So my first thought was fold. Now my second thought was, if we fold a king, we only get to continue like king jack, king 10, king x with a backdoor flush draw. Is that enough? I feel like, maybe it is, but maybe like king 6 off is even better because he doesn't have many 6x. So we're not, unblocking bluffs, and we're not, if we improve, like going to improve him to like a6 or whatever. Show me that I'm wrong. Yes, I'm correct. Okay, let me see. I mean, we know that it's an amazing board for him. So when we call, we do just call king jack, king 10. We do start to fold then. Basically, yeah. Okay, yeah. This is what I was saying. Like, so the lower king x are going to be more of a call. So that's good to know. But we start at basically king 5 to fold, and then start calling with these hands. Kilroy Senko says, big fan of this DTO and beers segment. I'm pleased. We're gonna try and do it every single Friday at 6 p.m. UK time. We were a little bit late today because it's had some technical issues, but we're here now. Okay. Suited kings. So king. I mean, even king 7 of hearts is calling. So yeah, we don't even need a backdoor flush draw. Yeah, king 9 though with the backdoor is definitely a fold. Okay, cool. What is the difference between this, the absolute and relative toggle? So this is, of all the hands, this is how often we should call or fold. And then once we go to absolute, well, my phone just keeps, let's put it, I don't know if you guys can hear that. Let's put it on Do Not Disturb. It shows you, lower percentages, as in like this is the absolute number of the frequency, whereas you can see 100% of the king 10 suited that we get here with. But I guess if we go to big blind king 10, yeah. So can you see pre-flop king 10 only has 30%? So when we go here and we do absolute, king 10 only has 30%, but it's 100% of all the king 10 suited that we get there with. Okay, big bet. Ooh, not a big bet. Just a check. Let's rewind. Go check this time. I think raise and call are pretty reasonable. Two flush board. I'm gonna go call this time, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a raise being the optimum. Bets pot. I mean, there's some bluffs, right? Diamonds miss, 10-8, 8-6, 6-5. I mean, there's so many bluffs. We do block the spades, though. But I feel like the most common hand for us is going to be spades to check back the flop. So he doesn't want to be betting spades because he wants us to have, he expects us to fold spades. So he's going to be more likely to bluff diamonds. And then all of those straight draws. I think our hand is probably too good. to fold. 35 out of 36. Okay, well, we can fold sometimes. We could just jam as well. Rest of it looks good. Yeah, I'm raising a little bit at the time as well, so I think that looks fine. Okay, 20 bigs. So yeah, just in case you guys weren't aware, 20 bigs, low jack versus big blind. A lot of these ace-x is just going to be a bet on the flop. Can you see this? Like, this is, like, of all the hands that we have, we're basically just betting 100% of the time for this big size on ace-high boards. So they should be the really easy ones to find, right? 20 big blinds, low jack versus big blind, ace-high board, just mash the half pot, which is, you know, roughly geometric. Fuzzy Ferret on Twitch says, I've hated this spot this week, but finally starting to get my head around it. So Fuzzy Ferret is part of the academy, the MTT Poker Academy. And we have a spot of the week every week. And this 20 bigs low jack versus big blind was the spot of the week. Shout out to 8080 Bobo, or Bobo, for the follow. And yeah, we've been focusing on this one. So yeah, if you join the academy, I'm obviously going to encourage you to get DTO and to get involved with DTO. But yeah, this is a free spot actually, so everyone can play this. So I don't always say like, okay, yeah, you need let's do a spot on the super high roller tier, because nobody's really got that in the group. That, you know, most of them have the grinder, and some of them do have high roller and super high roller, but not everybody. So this one was free, so it meant that anybody and everybody could play it. And I guess we should see how we're getting on in the leaderboard. We'll come back here. So we're currently 12th, 78% GTO percentage. Not bad, although you've seen me make a ton of mistakes already today. So got some work to do. But yeah, we need to play some more hands, basically. You can see we've only played 1,127, and this guy's played 5,000. This guy's played 8,000. Wow. There you go. I mean, fair enough. In terms of our stats, I mean, it's just like I love how this just highlights where you've got a leak, right? Because it's very clear. I mean, look at EV loss. Look at it's absolutely huge. No real, I mean, 0.01, not bad on the flop, how it kind of should be. Really be making too many mistakes there. Turn gets a bit more, and then river out of position. I mean, it's just diabolical. So one of my suggestions for DTO would be that we can just drill the spot straight from the river. That would be really, really cool. Because clearly I'm not doing very well. Let's carry on. This is going to be a check fold, small bet. Always nice to be able to predict what the other person's going to do. So generally 2 Broadway boards, small bet, but I have seen big bets. We don't really generate any extra folds though by going big, I don't think. I mean, maybe some, certainly not from hands that we want to fold, right? Because I mean, it's only like ace 9, because ace 10 and ace jack are always going to call. Does he have those hands? Yes, he does. So what? So we just get, we get more folds than ace 9. That doesn't seem right to me. He goes for a check raise. We have an easy fold. Is there any big betting at all? Not really. So just go small bet here. As you can see, lots of small betting on the flop. Carlos on YouTube says, let's get the beers on. So I've got a beer here. It's Friday here. It's 6:30. Hope you got the beers on as well. I found a lot. So I did this last week for about an hour and a half, and by the end of it, yeah, I don't drink much, and I didn't take much. By the end of the stream, I was like, I'm just not thinking straight. This is not a good stream. Okay, check. Oh, I just really want to rip. The deuce is a nice card to have because it, doesn't really interact. He doesn't have twos. He has a little bit of ace deuce, but how much 5x? Ace 5. Ace 5 and pocket 5s. So I shouldn't really be too worried about him having like a really strong hand here. I think very strong hands are just going to continue betting the turn. Like I think aces, ace king, king queen, king jack, those kind of hands are just going to bet the turn. He could have like a really weak king. Does he have king 5? No. King 8. You know, his weakest king might just check back the turn. But yeah, I feel like because spades miss. Problem though is that so 7-8, we're not going to rip 7-8. Apart from spades, what kind of draws? 5-3 gets there on the turn. Any 5 gets there on the river. 8-7 becomes a pair on the turn, but you know, it's not. Well, yeah, it's not a bluff. But also, we don't get to jam that hand because he can still have like 8s through queens, right? So it's not like we can just rip a 7. And you can have better 7x as well, a7. Yeah, probably just half pot, I guess. Okay, nice. Any jams at all? Okay, yeah. So some do get to rip some hands. Cool. Did he fold? Oh, he's just too good. He had jacks with a spade and just wants to fold. Seems good. Okay, what did we say about ace high boards? Let me know in the chat if you can remember. Overbet. 80-80 Bobo wants to overbet here. What, just rip? I think ripping might be a little bit too much. Okay. So I said the ace high boards, 20 bigs, low jack versus big blind. We just very, very often just mash this button here, which is half pot. Okay. Bobo's going for a range C bet. So let's talk about range betting. I hear this topic, well, this phrase used, this word used. So very often range bet is confused with just a down bet, like a small bet with your entire range. The thing is, you can make a range bet with a bigger bet, right? So a range bet doesn't have to be a small bet. I mean, maybe we're talking semantics here. Maybe we're talking, you know, this whole idea about 3-bet jamming and rejamming being completely different things. But yeah, this is going to be big bet. I feel like this is going to be big bet. But yeah, we saw earlier that on this board, well, it was slightly different ace high board, but it was just big bet with range. So a range bet doesn't have to be a small bet. But I think that if you heard someone talk about it and they were like, oh yeah, you should just range bet this board, then they'd be talking about using a small size. So I don't think it has to be by any means. Let's just have another look. Yeah, I mean, completely range bet for a big size, and big being, you know, half pot, because all bet sizes should be relative to the stack to pot ratio or the stack size. So you can see that our 2 bets here, small bet is 20% pot, so just over a min bet, and the big bet, yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, this is half pot. You could maybe go a little bit smaller if you were going to use geometric sizing as your big bet. Okay, this should be an easy check fold. Oh, hello. 10 hands played correctly. Best is 15. We're 5 away, guys. Oh no, I'm nervous. I'm nervous now. I think this is a small bet. And fold. That could be 11. It is 11. Let's go. Easy one. Might not be easy. He's gone the half pot, which is what we expect on these ace high boards. 20 bigs, low jack versus big. So I don't know how we would fold here. Gut shot. He's betting everything. We can improve on a 7 or a 6 as well. Would prefer to have 7, 6 of diamonds, clubs, or spades, but I just don't see how we fold. Please don't show me it's a fold. It's not a fold. Check. Bet. Fold. Oh, this game's easy. How am I not completely just crushing this game? So I think if the 6 was more connected with the bottom card, so like king 7-6, king 6-5, maybe we do some bigger betting. But I think it's far enough apart where we can just small bet. Oh, gross. Well, I think we just fold. I mean, we're going to have some offsuit hands, right, with a spade in them. We're going to have pairs with a spade. We're going to have, I mean, we can call with some. I mean, I want to just fold. Yeah, I'm just going to fold. Boom, 36 out of 36. Sometimes I don't know if it was in the last stream or not, but someone said, you got you to fold the best hand. And I just thought, yeah, that's what happens in poker, right? Like, he's supposed to have some value hands that he bets, and he's supposed to have some bluffs, and sometimes his bluffs are going to get better hands to fold. That's the whole idea of him bluffing, right? So I think we could, I think if you look at what he has, if you finish, playing in DTO and you see his hand, and you're like, damn, I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have folded. You're not approaching in the right way, because the game doesn't work like one hand versus one hand. It works range versus your hand or range versus range. So I wouldn't sweat that. Right, we're 2 away from. Come on, give us an easy one. Oh, sometimes you just want like ace, king, queen. He bets, we fold. Straight draw. I don't think we want to be doing too much raising. I'm kind of surprised to see him min bet. Well, min bet-ish here. So what do we want to do? I can't see how we'd want to raise. We don't have enough. I mean, what really strong hands do we have here? I mean, we do have quite a lot of ace-x that we'd want to raise. We can get him to fold a lot of better hands, but we don't want to raise then get jammed on. I mean, what hand is going to jam on us here? Because he's not going to have ace king and just go, oh yeah, I'm just going to rip it on the flop, right? Because we could be bluffing. So I'm probably just going to go call. Just drill it on the turn. Do we ever lead? How many 6-5s do we have? All of them. Oh, man, we're 2 away from our streak record. The thing is though, like he's bet really small on a board that generally he's going to go bigger on, and it's not very good for us. So does that mean that we don't really get to lead much on the turn? Because our range is just, like, it's not like this card is like amazing for our range. I feel like it is better for our range if he goes big on the flop, because when we folded a lot of garbage. So I'm going to go with check. Please don't be a lead. Okay, it's not a lead. Right. Oh man. Sizing on the river. So we can definitely have some bluffs here, right? He goes small on the flop. We can have, I feel like, king X of diamonds, clubs and spades, queen. Can we have like queen X of spades, diamonds and clubs as well? Probably. We're going to defend with like 5-4, 6-5, 7-5. Like, we have a lot of. I feel like it's either bet pot or just rip here. I might just. Boy. Who was that on the follow? So we had 5-hand A8 5-1 with a follow about 10 minutes ago. So thanks for that. Completely missed that. And then CDN Crusher as well. Shout out to you. Right. Let's see how we're doing. What do we want to do? I think it's pot or jam. But do we really want to jam like king? No, not king queen. King 10 of diamonds. Probably not. I think pot is the way forward. Let's go. Was it jam? No, it wasn't. It was just check. Just check. So this is the second one of these rivers. I showed you earlier on that rivers are not good. Why are we checking? What do we rip? So we rip 5x, but not if it's a 7-5, 6-5. So there's 7x there, 6x there. So there's got to be something in that. But like, what is it? Why? So we do get to rip 8-5. Okay, so I wonder if it's just less likely that he has a hand he can call with because we block sixes. And I mean, a6, does that check turn? Does that from his point of view? No, not really. And sixes does though. Sixes do. Yeah, so I think that's probably why we check with 6-5, 7-5, but rip all the other ones, because he can have sixes on the river. Sevens doesn't check though. Well, does a bit maybe. Why? Right, guys, in the chat, can anyone work it out? I feel like the 6-5 makes sense, like with pocket sixes, right? But then 7-5 doesn't want to bet either. So Tornik, shout out to Tornik. Not blocking his two pairs and having a 5-6 or 5-7. Yeah, but I don't think he opens those hands, right? Like 7-6, we could be getting somewhere. Okay, 7-6. 7-6. But 7-6, what is going on? So he goes big bet on the flop with 7-6, so he doesn't have 7-6. So it's not 7-6. It is sixes. What's the set? Why is the 7? What? Check 9-7. He ends up with a 7. I don't know. Our 5-8 doesn't block two pair. Our 5-6 and 5-7 do. Yeah, but what two pair? Tell me what two pair does he have? 7-6 bets big on the flop. Ace-7 and ace-6. Is ace-6 the one? Not really. Ace-6 bets a lot of the time on the turn, right? So I don't know why the 6 makes sense to me, because he probably has pocket sixes that checks 100% on the turn. Well, pretty much. What is the deal with the 7? Yeah, a6, a7, Tornik saying, but I just don't like. He doesn't check them. A7 he doesn't have in the first place. A6 is a check. Yeah, I mean maybe a tiny amount of time, so maybe it makes sense. But the 7x to me just doesn't make any sense. 8-7 maybe. Let's try retry fix. Devi says maybe we get more info if we check river and see his river bets. Yeah, I mean the way that the program works is obviously based on solver solutions, right? Is that it's not thinking about like checking for information or betting for information or anything like that. It is oh, where did we make a mistake? Raise flop. Ooh. Okay. We looked at this, didn't we? Small bet. We thought, we considered it, at least. We considered the check raise on the flop. So yeah, so it's just basically like what, it's thinking about the highest EV line here is to just check because of something, we're trying to work this out. But it's not, we don't really need more info when we have a straight, right? Or maybe, maybe we do. Check. Big bet. I was betting a small bet here. Let's have a look here. Artist, check low jack river bet. Maybe we can find out. Check low jack river bet. Okay, we'll go back and we'll have a look. In fact, let's do that now, because that's a great shout, Artist. My man. Come on then, let's load. Right. Oh no, but we bet. Oh boy. Let's try it again. He's probably not going to small bet now, that's the problem. Come on then. What's going on? sure what's going on. It's crashed. Let's refresh. Oh, here we go. Is this the hand? Check. Now goes big bet. I knew he was going to take alternative line. So this is where I actually think that small betting is probably reasonable. Okay, well, let's just check. I wonder if we check again because we block. No, this time we should have bet. Well, there you go. Retry mixed. Can I see a small bet, please? Small bet. No, we're not going to get it, guys. Unfortunately, that's really frustrating. But we know what to do now. Okay. Oh dear. So he's just going to chat back so often, I guess. We start leading. Yeah. Right, we'll get the streak again, guys, before the end. We play 25 hands today. I try and do 50 every single day, just, you know, on a bad day. Minimum 50 hands a day. Huh. I feel like the ace is going to be pretty good card. Obviously, he's got like ace X with a spade, of course. But he's going to fold a lot of ace X on the flop, which means that our range is going to want to bet a lot on this turn card, I think. But we don't need to go too big, because if we were value betting, you know, this ace is going to be bad for him. If we're bluffing, we can, you know, generate folds. So I'm going to go small. He calls, and then river, I think, is it too thin to jam? It's an interesting question, because somebody brought this up in a group study session in the academy this week. Was, you know, if we go small here, like that's a thin value bet, right? But thin value bets, yes, okay. Like you think earlier on in the hand, I guess like turn, you can go thinner for value by using a smaller size, and you absolutely can do that on the river. But in position, you just don't use a small size. I've never seen a solver use a small size in position, because, you know, if it's not worth like half pot, then we should just check. Right, we get that luxury by being in position. So it's not like we get to a thin value bet. He could use a small size. He could block river and go for thin value with, I don't know what, but like, I don't know, Jack 10 off with a spade or something. Something like that. But yeah, so this, you know, jamming here is pretty thin, but it's not a small bet, right? It's not like we bet 20% pot. I think it's too thin to jam, so I'm just going to check. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, so jamming would have been bad. But betting turn, okay, we can use some big sizes. Interestingly, it's kind of mixed. Doing some checking as well. Misclick Donkey, shout out to you. How's it going? He said, I think at this point we just have to check that river. What worse hands are going to call us? Yeah, I mean, for the jam, like I think it's tough to get called by worse. I mean, does like, you know, king 7 off with the king of spades, cool? Probably not. Big bet, please. Okay, I'm just going to fold. Boom, 3 hands in a row. Let's go. I think those boards are interesting because you have a gut shot, but actually versus the bigger bet, you can't call. Here we have 2 overs and a gut shot. He checks back. All right. Okay. So these are, I mean, this is, if I was going to like sum up my strengths, right? Flop. I think it's probably the same for everybody. Flops, really good. We play a lot of flops. You can do a lot of flops in DTO. You get really good at playing the flop. Really, I mean, it's easy to understand, I think. I think when it starts to get difficult is when it goes check, check, and you're like, well, what kind of hands is he checking back here? what's my range supposed to do? What, and then you're like, okay, what does the 7 of hearts mean? Does he check back some 7x? I mean, we got a lot of 7x here. So yeah, I would say like probing turn is definitely an area to look at. Something we're looking at in the weekly webinars for the academy is identifying leaks, right? So looking at how often are you supposed to probe the turn, right? When it goes check on the flop, and you're probably not doing it enough. But there's all sorts of things that we could identify here. If I bet 20% pot, can I get better hands to fold? Like King Jack, King Queen, they might just still call against 20% pot, honestly. But like, what does like Ace X of Hearts do? Ace, I don't know, Ace 4 and Ace 5, Ace 6, Ace 7, Ace 8, Ace 9, Ace 10. They all call, right? So like, what do we actually, I think we've got worse hands to bet here. Is basically what I'm saying. I'm just clicking on curious. How much 7x does the imposition player have in his range? Guessing not a lot besides some suited connectors and Ace 7 suited. Yeah, so it's got Ace 7, King 7, 9 7, 8 7, 7, 7 6. Yeah, so he's got some. So yeah, I'm just not sure. Maybe we then have to start using some bigger bets. If we go 87% pot, which is geometric here, then we can start to get like King Jack, King Queen, and some Ace X to fold. So maybe that's the thing to do, because we do have so many 7x, right? But I'm really not sure. I don't really like the 20% pot. I just don't think he folds enough. So yeah, maybe it's between these and then just check. Let's go with this bet and see what happens. Boom! We got there in the end. It is just the big bet. Yeah. So no small bet. I mean, yeah. Glad we didn't find that. Decent amount of checking then, and then half pot and the bigger bet. Right, 4 hands. Let's keep going. Oh, he's checked again. Well, I mean, again, I'd prefer to have a spade in my hand here, because blocking, like, say we have the Queen of Spades, right? We block Ace Queen of Spades, King Queen, Queen Jack, Queen 10, Queen 8. So yeah, quite a few of those. We don't have those hands. So we don't have a spade in our hands. 8x blocks Ace 8 of spades. All these 8x of 8 spade hands. Should have bet. Okay, this is where we go for the 45%. Right. Okay. Where's our thinking going wrong here? Who knows? Oh, right. Okay. Well, let's just carry on. I'm not sure about that one. So Christian on YouTube says, the only way to make sense is putting solvers on when you have 10 seconds at best at the table. What do you mean, Christian? Like, talking about real-time assistance? Yeah, surely not. Okay, so I think he's supposed to bet this turn a lot. We're going to have a lot of 3x, 2x, maybe some 7x that is not thrilled here. He doesn't have many 5x to bet here. I mean, ace 5, ace 4 seem to be the... Yeah, sorry, ace 5, the most common one. I feel like we're just going to be folding a lot. At 20 big blinds, the big bet isn't that big. It's only 47% pot. So I'm going to call. Oh, what river? Do we jam anything? Artist, defending 5 deuce off versus low jack 20 bigs. Let's have a look at the defending range. Apparently so. 5 deuce off is a call. Look. So what kind of hands are we going to bluff here? What hands do we call turn? I mean, we're going to have... Do we have 5-4, ace 4, ace 5, Though it's not a lot, is it? To like suddenly be able to rip river here. But I've seen this before with the solver. It's like, it just loves when you just like hit a miracle card on the river. We just don't have that much deuce-X in the first place. He just loves to just rip and put, make him make a decision. Are there any hands in his range that will call that are not going to bet themselves, right? Because if he's got, a value hand here, like, it doesn't matter. Like, he's going to value bet and we call. But does he have, he bet flop, bet turn. Yeah, the thing is, he might just go for. Does he go for a check back with, eights, nines, and tens? I'm not sure he does. I think he just bets again, just tries to get value from a 7 or a 3. So the only thing we're going to really get value from, if we donk jam the river, is ace king. Yeah, I don't think it makes sense. Okay, he value bets. Oh, yeah, we lost some points here. Okay, look at that. It is a jam. It is a jam on the river. Sigh. Yeah, so we would take this line with 5-4. Queen Jack. Well, that's a value bet. Okay, fair enough. Okay, the streak starts again. Ooh. Oof. So, generally I would just check, but I have seen some leads on paired boards where the bottom card pairs. Obviously, we have a very strong hand, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some leading here. I'm going to go for a check raise. Okay, 19 out of 19. Is there any betting at all? Nope. Just none. Just no. Maybe the card's not low enough. Okay, 3. Here we go. Let's get a streak. Big bet. 1 overcard and a gut shot. I don't like it. I'm just going to fold, I think. 20 out of 20. Here we go. We're on a roll now, guys. Small bet. Ooh. We have a diamond, though, this time. Gut shot, overcard, backdoor flush draw. Block the nuts. Seems reasonable. I think if we didn't have a diamond, I would fold. Let's see what happens. That's a blank. He should now just big bet or check, which is going to be like 47% pot. Checks back. Oh, what a river. Okay, well, we said earlier that we were struggling on rivers. Artist says pure call because we can call her another 10 if Jack comes, even without diamond, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's check that. I think that's a really, really good question to check, because I don't think we call King 10 off without a diamond, but you do, so we'll check. Right, on the river, is this the kind of river that he's going to bluff? Like, why isn't he betting turn? So my guess is that he has some sort of showdown value, because on the turn, he's going to have a polarized betting range, right? So he's going to have some value hands and he's going to have some bluffs. And then his check back range is going to be some weaker hands. So it could be ace 9. It could be king 8. It could be his weakest queen X. It could be king jack that doesn't want to, fold out. But I mean, king jack's not going to bet. None of those hands are going to bet anyway. But obviously he can't bluff all of them on the turn. So he's going to have to check some back. The kind of hands that will check back is like diamonds or 7-6. We should give a chance to bluff. If he has a 10, obviously he's going to bet it, and we can value bet. I think check. I feel like I like check. These river spots are just going to kill me. How much EV did we lose here? 0.2. Just block river. Why are we blocking? His check that range seems, I don't know. Maybe it's like his check back range is just so weak, right? So that, you know, he's going to check back, but if we bet small, then he always has to call. Yeah, I'm going to check this in a moment. So yeah, maybe it's like if he does have, you know, we talked about this King 8, Ace 9, Jack, I don't know what. So we said, we call with King 10 off, no diamond? And the answer is nope. So King 10, this is a folding. Let's do calls actually. With a diamond, we're going to call all the time, and then without a diamond, we're just going to fold. That's a fun hand. So let's look in. We've got viewers on Twitch and viewers on YouTube. If you're watching, you haven't said hello yet, just say hello, and let's see how you're doing. What's everyone up to on this Friday? Obviously, you're watching the stream right now, but I don't know where it is, where you are in the world. I can see some non-English names, so it must be other parts of the world, which is awesome. Zachary on YouTube says yes. Plus, if you block bet, he has to jam 10x. That's cool. Yeah, absolutely. He might even go thinner on a raise as well. Does he? Let's have a look. Doesn't raise. Raises a bit. Yeah, jams his 10x. Yeah, so he doesn't. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's when we check, he's just going to check back a lot of the hands. He did call with the hand we talked about actually, and we still talked about Ace 9. So we got a pretty good idea of what his range looks like. Okay, let's keep going. Ooh, bink. He's got a lot of hands that hit this, right? Like, it's not like we bet and he folds a lot. He's got so much, like pair and a draw, 2 pair, sets, straights, all of that. The problem is our range. Obviously, we're going to continue with a decent amount of Jack X, but we also have just 9x, 8x, 10x. So okay, he's gone small. So I feel like we're going to raise here. And we can raise here with some bluffs, right? What are our bluffs? Not sure. But I like raise. Okay. And then I'm just going to jam river for value. How did we get on? Okay, so raising turn is the play. Where did we lose points? Okay, wow, we can just jam flop. Just rip it over the min bet. All right, fine. Seems good. All right. So earlier on today, I sent out an email just telling everyone about the MTT Poker Academy, which is this, and formerly known as the group coaching program, which I felt like wasn't that sexy of a name. It's like, yes, come and join the group coaching program. It's like, come on now. So yeah, I've launched the MTT Poker Academy from MTT Poker School. As you can see there, interactive tournament poker training. So yeah, if you're a part-time poker player looking to compete with the pros, which I'm sure many of you are, then MTT Poker Academy is designed specifically for you. So it includes live interactive webinars, weekly group study sessions, a members-only Discord community. One of our guys here, Bob from Ottawa, Canada. You can hear what he says. I'll post the link to this down below. And yeah, so every week we do a webinar and group study sessions, and you can see that in the webinars we go through the theory, practical application, optimum strategies, and real member hand histories. So we're going to take what what you guys are playing and work with that, right? So the webinars are broken down each week. And so we will start with the theory, give you a really good grounding in the theory, and then we'll look at how to apply it to real life situations. Look at the optimum strategies. Occasionally, we will talk about exploits, but I feel like exploits are overrated. And yep, I said it. And then we look at your hand histories, right? So, for example, this is a very unique month at the moment because we're actually doing leak finding. So we're actually looking through your database and seeing where you're going wrong. Because one of the biggest bits of feedback I got from the guys I work with, but also from people outside, my Facebook group, for example, they said, it's just really overwhelming. I don't know where to start. Like, where do I start with study? Where's a good place to start? And I think that it actually really depends on where you're at in your game. So what we can do is to identify your leaks and then help you make a plan to fix them. So if you're going to join the academy, we can help you do that. All right. So that's what we're focusing on this month. Next month, we're going to be focusing on how to fix those leaks. So taking your leaks and filtering your database for problem spots, thinking about how you're applying it, because one of the things as well, another bit of feedback is that sometimes you can lose a bit of motivation. Maybe results aren't going so well, and you just want to focus on the things that you can control. And identifying your own leaks and working on fixing them or plugging them is massive. So that should really give you motivation. And so what we want to do is to identify the leaks, and I'm going to show you exercises and activities and stuff to fix them. So yeah, if that's something that you're interested in, then definitely join. You're obviously going to get access to all of my content as well. So I've got a course as well. It's called MTT Game Changer, and you're going to get access to all of that content as well. So if, what I don't want you to think is you come in, we identify your leaks, and then I say, right, you are not opening enough from late position, or you're not c-betting enough in position, or you're c-betting too much out of position, and then you're like, okay, great, now what? So the key is I can say, well, I've got a module on that. You can go and watch hours and hours of content on this. It's got exercises in there, and you can plug your leaks. I think originally, you can, if you want, absolutely go and buy the course. But obviously there's a lot of content in there, and again, it can be overwhelming. So I'm just trying to make this easier for you guys to really sort of home in on your leaks, and that's why we have the academy. So yeah, you got mentoring, coaching from me, and other guests and stuff that we have in there. Accountability, so we have a weekly check-in, and you can tell me how you're getting on, what you're working on, if you feel like you're putting enough effort in. That's on you really, because I'm not here to crack the whip, right? You've got to want this. You've got to be putting the effort in away from the table. Systems then, so got lots of systems within there, and peer support as well. So we're building a really great community within Discord. So you can get in there, you can share hands, you can share thoughts. If you're not running well, you can get some support. If you want someone to study with, you can find someone to study with. It's all of this. So yeah, I think you got all of this available to you. There's a picture of me. If you've got any questions as well, you can fire them into Discord now. But some frequently asked questions on there too. If you're interested, I'm going to fire the link in now. Hopefully it doesn't kick me out for posting a link. Hopefully it should be all right if it's me. What have we got here? Misclick Donkey, best coaching program I've experienced. Wow, that's praise indeed. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that comment. Fuzzy Ferret says it's fantastic. I appreciate that as well. Really pleased that you think that. I spend a lot of time putting all of this content together, and I love learning. I love teaching. For anyone that doesn't know, I used to be a teacher in a former life. I'm a qualified teacher, and so I know what it takes to teach and to plan and to just identify areas for improvement. And so if any of this sounds like something you'd be interested in, check out the link. If you've got any questions, fire them into YouTube or Twitch chat now, wherever you're watching from, and happy to answer any and all questions. We're going to get back into some hands now. Let's go. Before we do that, Misclick Donkey said, my 2 cents. Here we go. It's one of those things, you'll get out of it what you put into it, meaning if you put forth the effort, you'll see your game improve. If you coast through it, you won't, coming from personal experience. So I think it's really open and honest feedback. I think it's spot on as well. So yeah, you are absolutely going to get out what you put in. Like the more effort you put in, the more effort I'm going to help you with, right? So if I see you like in there every day, studying, working, helping other people, then I'm just going to be, I'm going to DM you and I'm going to say like, okay, this is great. I'm really pleased with what you're doing. Like, tell me how I can help, and I'm going to help you as much as I can. All right, let's get back to talking about some hands. Jong Lee on YouTube says, hello, watching from Hong Kong. Thank you for streaming. Wow, it must be late in Hong Kong, Jong Lee. What time is it there? Mariano was, I don't know how to say this. I'm going to completely butcher this, Mariano. Mariano Wazaman says hi from Argentina. It's not so late there. I think it's, what, lunchtime, maybe? Something like that. Something like that. All right. I'm going to go small bet on the flop. Okay, we've got a streak of 2. Okay. So when the king and the 10, well, when the cards are connected like this, like king and the 10 are connected, 10 and the 6 are connected, I feel like we have a lot more big betting. There will be some small bets. I can't imagine that a hand like top set is going to want a big bet here. So I kind of like big bet. We do block his folds, obviously, but we unblock continues. So if he does continue with spades, diamonds, or clubs, I'm going to go big bet. It could be a small bet. Okay, looks fine to me. And now I think we just go big bet and jam river. Whoa. What? Small bet. Right. Okay, well, it should be small bet on the flop as well. Okay, so no big betting at all. That's a big mistake then. But also just pure small. Look at that. Everything that gets there on the turn, this is pure. And that's because he has a lot of King X, 10X, and 6X that are already not thrilled with this. That's educational. Let's go small bet, and then I'm sure we go big bet on the turn there this time. No, yes, no, small bet again. Okay, yeah, for the same, I guess, exactly the same reasons. Also, his range is now a lot wider. He's just going to fold too much if we go big bet. So. Big learning point here. Small bet. Okay, we can call. Zachary on YouTube says geo size on turn. I can't remember what the hand was now. Huh. Check. I can't see how we block, but then like, why wouldn't 9s through kings just continue on the turn? Like, they're going to lose a pile against an ace anyway, but they can still get value from 8x. So he's most likely to have like nothing. That might want to bluff here and try and get me off a deuce. How much deuce X do we actually have though after calling flop versus the big bet? Yeah, I mean you can see why rivers are so tough. You just go around in circles. Yeah, right. Unless he's just got the absolute nuts, right? Like quad aces, that would check turn. Ace 8 would check turn. We block that, but you can still have it. 7s. Maybe this is just a spot to block, because if I don't think that he has like 9s through kings, like I shouldn't be worried that about that. He can have some weak 8x. He doesn't have any deuce x. That's like ace deuce. No, I don't think so. He doesn't have pocket 2s. Just bet small and fold, maybe? Or check. 42 out of 49. Okay, we can bet half pot here. Okay. But yeah, you can see like how all of these big hands are missing, right? Because they would bet the turn. So his betting range, yeah, 9s, 10s, jacks, you know, all of these hands just continue to bet the turn. But I still unsure as to what's going to call us that's worse. 7s, 5s. This is versus the small bet as well. Let's just try this. Okay, what's he calling with that's worse? Oh yeah, of course. Just call him King 7. Of course he is. So 5s and 7s makes sense. 7, 6, 8, 7, 9, 8. We actually get value from these hands. All of these hands. And then King 7. Did he call with that? Really? Probably not. We're up to 2 hands in a row. Can we have some easy ones, please? That's 3. That was a fairly easy one. This is also going to be easy. Should be big bet. Does anyone know why this is? Well, let's just check. Yeah, primarily a big bet, right? Why is, and you'll see this across different stack sizes, not just 20 bigs. Why is this common? It's Ace King Jack. I mean, obviously Ace X is going to be a big bet. We've already seen that, but like, why is Ace King Jack so good for us, and why should we leverage that, whatever that is, to go for a big bet really frequently? All right, Dossa Key says, because we have everything. Yeah, we just have, I mean, such a great board for us. We have all 2 pair, we have all the straights, we have sets, we have stronger Ace X. Yeah, so absolutely. Like, he's missing aces, kings, jacks, ace king. He doesn't have all ace jack. He's missing ace queen. He has, yeah, he's just missing so much. He does have queen 10 though, right? He's actually missing queen 10 suited, which is, yeah. But yeah, you're right. Zachary on YouTube says great for low jacks range. Absolutely. I mean, it's just unreal for their range. All right. Let's carry on through. Check half pot, fold. Excellent. Come on, let's keep going. I feel like we're going to continue until the streak breaks, and then we're going to end the stream. So I really just want to jam here. I don't think it's going to be a small betting on this turn. I don't want to check my hand. Like, I think it's just too strong. So it's going to be between the bigger bet, 5.2 bigs, and a jam. And I just feel like, I mean, he's got a ton of hands that are never going to fold. So he might even have like pair and a draw. He can certainly have some 9x, 9-6, 9-7, 9x for spades. I quite like rip here. Let's see. It's going to be a big bet. Is there any jamming at all? Nope. Not at all. Well, that's going to be the end of the stream. What a sad way to end. Why did I think it was going to be a jam? It's like 1.4x pot. Felt like there was enough that he could call with, but I guess all of those hands are still going to call versus big bet. And also, like, if we jam, some hands just end up folding. Let's try again. Jam for value, get called by much worse. Hope he doesn't have a 9. He has 4-3. Okay, yeah, so maybe, you know, maybe we start to get some calls from like 4-3 where we wouldn't ordinarily. 4-3, ace 4, ace 3. Ace 4 is actually folding. A bit of ace 3 as well. Yeah, so maybe, yeah, I mean, this makes sense. Like, again, if he's calling like 47% pot. He, with all these 5x, and we jam, like he's just going to fold all of these hands. So we're missing out on value, I guess. So that's not, there's no jamming going on this turn. I'd be interested to know if there's any jamming on any turn, but probably not. But that's it, guys. So hopefully you checked out the Academy. Again, this is what it is: interactive webinars, group study sessions, members only Discord community. And yeah, the weekly group study sessions are great. Like everyone gets in and onto Discord, and it varies as to what gets reviewed and things. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking to add like a couple of hours of study, just for the group study sessions, a couple of hours of study to your week, you don't want to have to think about what you have to study. I know sometimes it can be difficult to know what to study, so you can just turn up at the right time, and you get to study with your peers who like-minded, want to get better, want to help you improve, want to improve themselves. So yeah, I think it'd be really good for you guys. So definitely check it out. I'll post the link once again. If you do have questions and the stream is over, feel free to send me a message on social media or any way you can get hold of me. I think you can actually send a message on Twitch and YouTube, to be honest. But yeah, if that doesn't work, the website, mttpokerschool.com, you can send me a message on, or you can send me a message on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook, anything like that. Have a great weekend, guys. I hope it is amazing for you. I hope you study hard, play well, and have a blast. See you soon. Bye-bye.